Hi there, my name is Celia Beck and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I think it's fair to say that Star Wars: Mandalorian had a pretty epic, major episode, right, on Thursday, Friday, whenever you can see it. Oh, by the way, before I go forward, anybody I spoiled with my thumbnail, I am so sorry. There's a guy in the comments that I unsubscribed, and he's 100% right. 100%. I just assumed after 24 hours they're not keeping a lid, and everybody would know. I really apologize if I spoiled you. I'm so sorry. I hate being spoiled. I remember, I was at this convention in, when was it? 87, maybe 87, 88. When somebody spoiled me that the new Emperor Dalek was going to be revealed to be Davros, and I was like, ugh. And ever since then, I've hated being so. If I spoiled you, I really sincerely apologize. But it's fair to say there was a pretty seismic episode, and left people going, oh my god, what's happening now? And not just fans, it's left the normies. So I got like my friends who I send, my copy of Mandalorian 2, like to keep up on it. And all the normies, and again, the normies are the ones you want to follow to see where the pulse is. All the normies are going, what happens next? And so that's what we're going to look at. There's a very good article on Bounding into Comics by John Trent, who actually featured a couple of my videos. So clearly a man of taste and discernment. So we're going to be going through this article, which takes you through about all the rumors about what's coming next. Because I really don't know. I haven't read this article yet, so I am going to be reading it with you. So before we get there, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That'll be great. Can you hit the share button? That's really good. Could you comment? Comment is actually really, really helpful. I was surprised when I found that out. But mostly hit that subscribe button. YouTube just went on a bit of a purge. A bunch of people got huge numbers taken away from them. Fortunately, I'm a pathetically small channel. They only took about 5-10 away from me. But if you subscribe to the channel, you can enter my weekly competition. So I'm doing something a little bit different this week because something full of festive cheer. I like a bit of festive cheer. So I first started thinking, what just speaks Christmas to me? And to me, Christmas speaks a James Bond movie. Everybody loves, at least I love, when I was a kid, watching the Queen's speech followed by, I don't know, The Spy Who Loved Me, or Christmas Day after your turkey goes down. So James Bond and Christmas is very intrinsically connected. So as part of that, you get Quantum of Solace, this Blu-ray release of Daniel Craig's second movie. You also get this. I'm doing a bit of the Rabbi's Christmas stocking. That is the prize. So I'm putting a lot of stuff in there. So the second thing I'm putting in that is this. It's called, it's a James Bond PS3 game. Not a brilliant game, but it's fun to play as James Bond. That's basically it. So they got this other thing, a Star Trek game, the JJ Trek. I kind of like this game, I have to tell you. I thought it was pretty good. And I'm going to be adding stuff to the Christmas stocking each day of the week. Yeah, like a little bit like Advent calendar. So the next thing going in the Christmas stocking is this book. It's called The Nth Doctor. It's a very good book. I have to tell you, it's a listing of all the aborted attempts to bring back Doctor Who between 89 and 96. So you got all these different treatments. The synopsis. You even got the one where Pierce Brosnan was down to play James Bond. Played Doctor Who. Would have been an interesting Doctor Who, actually, I think. Honestly, by the way, if anybody wants to do a great Pierce Brosnan movie, just make him James Bond again and give him another name, but basically James Bond who's retired and feeling useless. I would think that'd be an interesting, story. But anyway, I digress. So you get that book of that. You also got Leonard Nimoy's treatment for Doctor Who as well. Really fascinating stuff. So all you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. In the comments, leave the hashtag what's it? Merry Christmas, one and all. Merry Christmas, one and all. Go check the video notes. There's everything in there you need to know to win. While you're in the video notes, go and check the first link you see there, which takes you to this, my Indiegogo, for these 2 graphic novels. Don't know when it's starting up, but I'm building up the email list right now. Can you add your email address to it? Obviously, it'll be confidential. You get one of these 4 fantastic art cards with any purchase if you join the email list, unless you get the package where you get all 4 already, and then you're gonna get a 5th chaser card, because I love you so much, and I love you signing up. I really do. So thank you all very, very much. Fine, let's look at this article. What happens next? So which is always, a good question. What happens next? Here's the latest rumors on what Star Wars has planned for in the conclusion of The Mandalorian Season 2. Because again, what happens next? I am intrigued. Color me intrigued. The latest gossip and the latest gossip from the rumor mill gives us a little bit of insight into what Star Wars has planned for in the conclusion of Mandalorian Season 2. So I think in general, what I think the Mandalorian the Star Wars has planned for the Mandalorian Season 2 is a significant course correction where they don't want to kill the past anymore. No. They would like you to keep the past alive because they found out you will pay money to watch things set in the past, right? So they're not tearing it all up. However, the reason they tore it all up was they tried to tear it up was to replace it with this new, I would say, gender-driven agenda. That gender-driven agenda is that, there's kind of 2 points for it. Like, women were the best is the first one. Then women were people too, and now it's there is no difference between the genders. No, I just fundamentally disagree with that. I think the genders are fundamentally different, and not to say one is superior and one is inferior. But there is a reason why 99.9%, for example, of the people who go into combat in the history of humanity have been male. And I don't think it's sociological. I understand that people at Disney believe it's sociological, and they're trying to bring in like a sociological change by depicting women in combat, right? That which is really what we saw from like the Femme Fools 4 section of that final episode, where you had 4 great characters, all of which I would go for a Bo-Katan series. I love Katie Sackhoff in this. In character, doing everything right. However, for me, it still didn't work because there's a subconscious thing that pulls away from reality when you go, but wait a minute, 99.9% of people who've been in combat are male. And again, I think that's because there are fundamental differences in the genders. That's not to saying that everybody can't do everything. It's you say you have to go with generalities. So if you have something that goes against the basis of human nature and you don't acknowledge it, at that point you're breaking the fantasy, right? You're breaking the fantasy, and you're doing it in a kind of subtle way. So so that's what I think we have going forward for the Star Wars. We're going to have this insane genderless or pro female agenda, like running through the back of everything, but at the same time still trying to give people what they want, because they know they have to get people to pay for it, right? Getting people to pay for it, that's a bit of a big deal for them. Fine. So that's what I think is going forward. So we know that Boba Fett and Fennec's Strand story is coming December 21, entitled The Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, they told us that. That was announced in a post-credit scene for The Mandalorian Chapter 6, The Rescue, and saw Boba Fett and Fennec take over Jabba the Hutt's palace from Bib Fortuna. That was Bib Fortuna. He put on a bit of weight those past 5 years, but okay. Didn't he die on the sail barge? Honestly, who cares? Doesn't bother me. And we also know there are 2 Mandalorian spin-offs in the work. The 2 shows will be Rangers of the New Republic, which will be the Cara Dune, the Cara Dune show, if she bends her knees to I was going to say LGBTQI fascist mob, but it's really just the TQI fascist mob. LGBT people are like, these people are crazy. But if she bends in it'll be the Cara Dune show and the Ahsoka. The Ahsoka one, that's the one that's been what's the word? Rumored to get rid of the sequel trilogy by introducing time travel via the veil of the Force. Lucasfilm Kennedy, Kathleen Kennedy, Republican President Kathleen Kennedy made those, who it seems to be completely sealed it, right? He's not going anywhere. At the Disney Investor Day 2020 presentation, stating that they are set within the Mandalorian, the timeline of the Mandalorian. So that's a timeline which is, I think, that's a smart place for them to go, because it doesn't invalidate the sequel trilogy, even though we really want it to, and it moves the story forward, right? So if you don't like the sequel trilogy, you can pretend they don't exist, and this is moving the story forward, which is the way I do it, right? Which is the way I connect to it. She added, these interconnected shows, along with future stories, will excite audience, embrace our most passionate fans, and culminate in a climactic story event, which sounds pretty cool. They can do, the Marvel, the MCU Phase 1 or Phase when it was good, right? Before it before Disney got involved, really. Kennedy will then reveal the next chapter will debut on Disney Plus in Christmas 2021. That's got to be Book of Boba Fett, right? Now, given they recently announced the Book of Boba Fett will debut on December 2021, there's speculation there might be a third. They're speculating that it might actually be the third season of The Mandalorian. That's what Keith Hales was saying while I was on the stream with him last night. He has a very good channel called Home Media Mindfold. Variety reported back in April that work on Mandalorian Season 3 had already begun, was also telling them we've just started pre-production and we're looking at further adventures of The Mandalorian in Season 3. They did kind of wrap up his story, but I don't feel it could end there. I feel there's more to be done with the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, right? Even though it did reach the story conclusion, I do feel there's more there. Unless you want to say he was hacked down by Kylo Ren, okay, which is a bit of a bummer, really. I hope that didn't happen. And so the separate source, communicated to them that the production design will begin work in April for Season 3, and that they have gears have started grinding really early on. Okay, whatever that means. The creator and executive producer Jon Favreau, savior of Star Wars, Jon Favreau. He is the one who will bring balance to the Force. Will provide an update variety, and he really is actually. I think Mandalorian season finale is the balance of the Force. You got your Luke Skywalker and you got your Fem Force 4. The balance of the Force is pretty much right there. In October, it was on schedule to start production before the end of the year. Favreau added, "We're operating under the assumption that we'll be able to go forward." That's a good assumption, mate, seeing as how insanely well you did with this. A new rumor from LRM Online reveals that the Book of Boba Fett is not the Mandalorian Season 3, and there are two, and the two are separate. Okay, I'm fine with either that. According to the source, Mandalorian Season 3 will be separate from the Book of Boba Fett, and they believe the Mandalorian Season 3 might not debut until 2022. That would make sense. That would absolutely make sense. But, they've got to have content on Disney Plus to make you buy it, right? They finally worked that out. So they had Mandalorian, and then they show those little scamps. They waiting 3 weeks, so just enough not to cancel your subscription for a month. They're waiting 3 weeks before they start WandaVision, which I'm kind of interested in seeing. And then WandaVision goes into Falcon and Winter Soldier, which goes into Loki. So they got 12, 20. I reckon they got 30 weeks of material right now. I hope they keep going, because they keep going like this. I'm fine with that. I'm paying my subscription, right? It's just give people what they want, and they'll pay for it without kvetching. They report, our source says, the plan, as I suspect, is to film the Book of Boba Fett and then straight into Mandalorian Season 3. This was always part of the plan. Okay, I can certainly see that. As for details on the Book of Boba Fett, their source informed some of them that there might not be full 8 episodes like The Mandalorian. That I can totally believe, right? That I can absolutely totally believe. Finally, the source revealed that The Mandalorian is not a linear story. Interesting. The LRM Online's Campbell Clark explains that there may be this may be where the story begins, but the overall story is not necessarily linear. The Book of Boba Fett is a chapter in the story. The Mandalorian Season 3 is another chapter, and Ahsoka and the Rangers of the New Republic or other chapters. Yeah, okay. Hence, he went on to add, hence the Game of Thrones analogy. Our source originally used to describe the climb as a collection of stories, a Mandoverse, if you will. where we're told that the Mandiverse is a puzzle more than a linear story. Okay, listen, so far they delivered 2 seasons of really strong entertainment that I've enjoyed, right? So I'm open to see what they have to say. The idea that Mandalorian might not be linear was recently hinted by executive producer Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is is a bit of an SJW in the works, I think. Yeah, he went around praising Rian Johnson. He learned to direct from Rian Johnson. Dave, mate, your episodes of Mandalorian have not been the strongest. Okay, so don't do that. Speaking with Vanity Fair, Filoni was asked about Ahsoka searching for Thrawn. That I'm interested in. And when this episode of Mandalorian will fit into continuity, given the ending of Star Wars Rebels, saw Ahsoka seek out Sabine Wren to search for Ezra Bridger. I never saw it. No idea. Filoni responded, I think that people will be. I think that people will most not understand. I think the thing people will most not understand is they want to go in a linear fashion. But I've learned as a kid, nothing in Star Wars really works in a linear fashion. I don't know. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi seem to do the trick. They seem to do the trick in the linear fashion. He had him. He did episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, okay. When it was good, it went in a linear fashion. You may want to take note of that. So, in the vein, well, there is a lot of Star Wars history they can mine right now. You know, you got the Rogue Squadron movie, which really looks very good. I'm really excited for that. So that vein of that history, when you see the epilogue of Rebels, you don't really know how much time has passed. I don't know, because I've never seen the epilogue of Rebels. So it's possible the story I'm telling in The Mandalorian is actually takes place prior to that. Possible. It's possible. I'm saying it's possible, Filoni concluded. Yeah, I have no interest in this character at all. If you really want to read some of these comments from Kennedy and Favreau, it could also provide evidence that the world between worlds is also at work. So that's the thing they're going to use, I think, to do the time travel. For those unfamiliar with the world between worlds, it's described as a doorway between time and space on this. On the official Star Wars website, it's accessed by Ezra Bridger to save Ahsoka Tano from dying at the hands of Darth Vader during their duel on Malachor. Now I want to check it out. I'm vaguely interested. Kennedy intended us to use the word timeline when describing The Mandalorian and its spin-off. And Filoni mentioned non-linear storytelling. Could there's also a hint at time travel being at play? It seems to me the smartest move would be to shunt off the sequel trilogy into its own universe, because it just failed, right? It just completely failed. If that's the case, it could lend credence to the rumor from YouTuber Doomcock. I love Doomcock. I love everything it says from Doomcock that detailed the world between worlds could be used. He said this about a year ago to make the entire sequel trilogy and alternate timeline reclassify the sequels as Star Wars Legends. Yes, Star Wars fans are generally speaking down for that, I think. If they don't use the world between worlds, there's another possibility they could use the netherworld of the unbeing found in the ancient Jedi text that Luke Skywalker accused on Act 2. Oh, leave Act 2 alone. God, that was just embarrassing. The netherworld of unbeing allows one to transit to any point in time. Okay, who cares? From Last Jedi. Who cares? Interesting enough, it on the same page it described the Force as a twisted ribbon lining the perimeter of reality. So like wibbly wobbly timey wimey, you know, like what they say in The Good Place, Jeremy Benthamy, like yeah, okay, meaning it's possible you could use it to access reality, and it sounds like using it just to like fudge things to make things seem a bit more. You give them a bit more wiggle room. What do you think of this rumor? I'm into all of them. Okay, I'm into all of them. I'm looking forward to. I'm open to seeing what they're going to do with that Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The Cash and Andor series looks good. Listen, you got my $10 a month, Disney. Don't screw it up, okay? Advice here, don't screw it up, okay? That's what fandom is telling you. My name is Cena Becken, the Eagle Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Indiegogo. Don't forget to enter the competition, the Rabbi from another planet's Christmas stocking, and have yourself a festive and fantastic week.